Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. Joining us today is Birlasoft CEO Angan Guha. He speaks with us after the company's quarterly earnings yesterday, where revenue rose 2.5%, but the company slipped into a loss due to a provision it made against the bankruptcy of a key client. Sir, you joined the company 2 months ago on the 1st of December. So you have taken the helm of the company at a crucial juncture. So what is the roadmap here on after this loss that you have seen in this quarter?
So Tushar, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate this opportunity. Look, the company is fundamentally very strong. As you would have seen, we've had a strong quarter in terms of order booking, in terms of cash generation, and we added a free cash flow. So going forward, we will continue to invest in our sales, in our capability building, and build a long-term, growth business. That's something that I'm committed to do.
Okay. So coming about the order booking, I was looking at your financial statements that was put up on the exchanges. There's no mention of the deal wins in the quarter. So can you give us a brief look into how the deal wins have been in the quarter, the quantum of the investment and the amount that you have generated in total contract value?
Sure. Our total TCV deals that we have won in 3Q, Tushar, has been about $231 million.
Okay.
And that has by far been one of the best quarters for us in our history. So that we are very excited about and we are very proud about. As far as 4Q is concerned, again, we've got a good pipeline and we hope to convert some good deals in 4Q as well.
Okay. So coming to Invacare now, so how important was that account to you? I mean, you have set aside 150 crore for that account. It was a $240 million deal in 2019. By that respect, it would have brought you in about 25 million per year for the next 10 years. So how big was the impact of this client going into bankruptcy for you?
Yeah, so Tushar, if you really look at it, right, overall, Invacare is about 3% of our revenues, actually a little bit lower than 3% of our revenues.
Okay.
So, of course, there is an impact. I will not deny it. But it's not an impact that we cannot surmount, right?
Okay.
Because it is really a 3% of our revenue. But what we did, however, in true corporate governance, we decided to provide everything that we knew today. Because when a company goes into Chapter 11, it's important to tell our investors and provide upfront. That's what we have done. Now, we don't know what's in the future because it will go to the courts and we are discussing with our lawyers and we will see. We will see how that goes.
The company continues to remain a client with you?
When Chapter 11 happens, the company continues to remain a client, but with Chapter 11 happening, we do not know. I mean, we just got the notice about 36 hours ago, quite frankly. So we are now looking at it and we are taking a position on it as we speak.
Okay. So you say that the deal pipeline has been good in Q3. You are expecting a good Q4 on that front as well. But given the quarter and given how Invacare, which is a medical devices manufacturer, do you see a softness in deal making stateside because of the macroeconomic conditions that are there? I mean, this is a $240 million deal. It's a medical devices maker. Do you see the contagion spreading to other smaller deals, which are maybe less than $500 million?
Now, look, I mean, it's hard for me to comment on individual clients because, we
How do you see the deal picture in total?
Yeah, I was getting to that. So hard for me to comment on individual clients, but I can tell you our pipeline is only growing, right? Now, the question is whether the clients will be there to either close a deal or push out their decisions, hard to say. But at this point in time, I'm getting the confidence that the deal pipeline is on track. And we will have another good quarter in terms of signings. Now, it is hard to predict the future. We'll take one quarter at a time. But for now, at least, I'm cautiously optimistic, if you will.
Okay. Just wanted to get your opinion on how the attrition rate and the headcount has been in Q3, which is seasonally a weak quarter due to the furloughs. And what has been the currency fluctuation impact on Birlasoft?
Yeah. So Tushar, as far as attrition is concerned, our attrition is actually going down, which is a positive.
At what percentage do we stand right now?
Yeah, so currently we are at 25.5, right?
Okay.
And we are down from 27.4.
Okay.
My estimate is over the next couple of quarters, it will continue to go down, which is a positive because it'll obviously, as you can imagine, have a positive impact on my EBITDA margins,
Correct.
right? So that is a good story as far as I'm concerned. Now, sorry, what was your second question, Tushar? I kind of missed
The
this.
headcount, where do you stand right now?
Yeah. So Q3, we had a negative addition on headcount, and that is not because the business was weak. It is only because we are driving more productivity because we want to increase the margins. But overall, the demand environment is stable, and we continue to add people.
Okay. You mentioned about the EBIT margin in Q3, that it will be a benefit to you because there is lower attrition now. So coming to the EBIT margin, the Invacare deal, if I may say so, has wiped out your EBIT profitability. You have slipped into a EBIT loss. So are you expecting, is your deal pipeline healthy enough to come back to an EBIT operational profitability in the next quarter itself?
Yeah. So Tushar, like I said, whatever we know from Invacare, we have provided for it.
Okay.
Right? We've provided. If you actually take the Invacare outside, we delivered a 13.4% EBITDA margin, right?
Sure.
And that was on the back of a seasonally weak quarter. That was also on the back of a quarter which had furloughs. So my sense is that going into 4Q, there will obviously not be furloughs. It will be a longish quarter. So from a 13.4% situation, I think we will be able to do better from an EBITDA standpoint. Now, how much provision more we take in 4Q to do Invacare, very hard for me to say. But as of today, we are fully provided for, unless the courts, etc., come back and give us a different direction.
So would you like to peg that figure at a number? Will you put a number to it?
Hard to say, Tushar, because it's not in my hands. The courts have to decide.
All right. Along with the statement that we received that your CFO has also resigned, Mr. Chandrasekhar Tyagarajan, because of personal reasons. So I'm also told that the search is on. So some people you're looking at, maybe if you can give us some direction on it.
Yeah. So Tushar, we are in the market to hire a new CFO, and you will hear from us soon. Obviously, we are looking at a lot of candidates, but that's all I can say at this point in time.
In the country, because your appointment has been on the basis because you've been residing outside India. So are you looking at a local candidate or somebody from outside?
Our CFO will be based in India.
Based in India. All right. Coming to appointments again, you have appointed Mr. Anant Narayanan as an independent director on your board. He's the founder of Mensa Brands, which is one of the fastest growing. I think it became a unicorn the shortest duration of time. He led Mensa to profitability. He, in a way to say, is a consumer internet veteran in India. So what role do you think he plays in a pure play IT services company like yours?
So first of all, Amit is a great leader. I mean, he's been a CEO of a company like you talked about. He has also built a unicorn himself. Yeah. And I think he'll be a great addition to our board when it comes to strategy, execution, and quite frankly, even acquisition. So to me, he will be a great addition on the board, and I look forward to working with Anand as we build Birlasoft into a growth engine.
So how does his learnings from the consumer internet space tie up with your IT services business? If you can give us an idea of it.
Yeah, Tushar, it is not only about his experience in consumer services. Well, he's worked many years in McKinsey too, right?
Yeah.
So in many ways, he is a person who's got a very broad experience around strategy as well as execution because of his consulting role as well as an execution role. And I'm hoping that will help the management team significantly.
All right. Coming to your appointment as well, we saw in the statement that's mentioned that you are not a resident of India, and there is an application with the central government regarding your project. Any movement on that? Are you expecting approval coming anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm guessing so. I mean, that obviously has to take its own course. And whenever it comes, it comes.
All right. So you'll be in Delhi now, or will you be going back to? I think you're in New York. I think based.
So I'm in Delhi currently because of the results season, and then of course I will be traveling across the country, meeting employees and meeting partners, etc. And then of course heading back.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for this interaction. That was all from us. Thank you for tuning in. This is Tushar and Mr. Angan Guha. Thank you.